one of my many platforms of ranting and raving about IndyCar racing, we don't have enough owners. We're down to about 8 in the IndyCar series. Sam Schmidt just jumped out of Indy Lights. The good news is the Steinbrenner boys have come to the rescue. Hank, George's son, George Michael, the fourth generation of Steinbrenner. So we got baseball mixed with motorsports. It's such a cool story because you talked about, I love the fact you named the guys you pulled for in the 60s, racing-wise.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, Jim Clark, Mario, and Don Perdomo.
The Snake.
The Snake, yeah.
So is it people are always like, oh, this will be great. They'll have a 5-car team someday in IndyCar racing. Let's don't get ahead of ourselves. Maybe if this thing works out, it could be something down the road.
Oh, absolutely. This is a stepping stone, and hopefully with the Andrettis for many years to come, hopefully, and long term, and more than one car.
And you didn't have to lie to your wife or anything to do this?
No.
Most owners do. What about you? Your son's going, yeah, I don't know. All right, you told a story in the press conference, George, that you had been a race fan for a long time, and one of your best friends was Tony Renna.
Well, yes, he was my mom and my aunt. They basically referred to him as their cousin. His parents, the Rennas, they were as close to my grandparents as you could get. So I grew up watching him race when I was very, very young, and so it got me in love with the sport of auto racing. And then now that I'm coming to my own and I'm starting to get into the workforce, I thought that I would follow my passion of motor racing. So that brings me here right now.
Did you ever want to drive, or did you like this side of it?
I always liked the business side of sports. Growing up, I loved the business side of baseball and auto racing, and I met Brian Herta about 6 or 7 years ago through my stepfather, Sean Jones, and I started coming around to races more and more often and learning kind of what it took to run a race team, and now I get to do it for myself, and I'm very excited.
The thing that's really cool is that I've been watching Colton since he drove go-karts, and he went end over end one night and ruptured his spleen, and on the way to the hospital he asked Brian if he'd be back in time for the final race. You can't teach that kind of passion and that kind of commitment, and going over to Europe when he's 14 years old without any parents, I'm blown away by this guy's going to be I think he's going to be the next big star.
Well, that's what I saw in him as well when I watched him race at Skip Barber 4 years ago, and then in F2000s 3 years ago. And once he moved to Europe, I knew that was the right move. Yeah. Everyone did. Yeah. And the fact that he was so young and he was out on his own up in England, knew nobody, and just engrossed himself in the racing culture out there and did a really good job. So, and he just has that iron will, that confidence. He's not the cockiness. He's just confident. He knows he knows he can win, and so he just goes out there and does everything he can to win.
Not intimidated at all. That's what I like about him too. He just nothing Euros. It doesn't matter who gets in his face. That's the thing you can't teach a driver. All right. Come on, Hank. One more family pose here. All right. I can just say this. I've been covering this sport for almost 50 years, and this is one of the better days because we got youth, experience, and enthusiasm. Steinbrenner Racing, they'll be in the Indy Lights circuit with Colton Herta. Keep your eye on camera 98, the second round of Herta Mania.
Go. Right there, baby. There you go.